Bitcoin is doing right now is exactly what separates the beautiful bulls from the bottom feeding bears. So if you understand that the pump is coming and it's going to be bigger than anything you could ever imagine, and hit that like, hit that subscribe, get signed up to Femex below if you want to buy Bitcoin, trade, and get free deposit bonuses as well. And without any further ado, let's not waste any more time and absolutely dump on in. I made a video on Friday and I basically said like Bitcoin needs to bounce here. I mean, literally I said it about 20 times in the video. I said about 20 times that Bitcoin needs a bounce here. It needs a close above the 21 week. It needs this, it needs that, it needs this. Now here we are 2 days later, my first update since then, and Bitcoin quite literally did all those things. I was saying that if Bitcoin's going to be bullish, it needs to do these things. And it did all those things, okay? For example, we look at a weekly chart for Bitcoin. The weekly close, actually, if we just go to the 21-week moving average, the weekly close was green, and it was right on the 21-week moving average. You can see so far we're having a bounce now on the 21-week. The MACD is literally, the tips of the MACD are this close. They're about to touch. Bullish, right? Just and kind of just confirming, or very likely to confirm exactly what the RSI confirmed a couple of weeks ago with the RSI bullish cross. Now the MACD is about to do the same thing. We've been watching this for weeks. It's almost there. The daily chart as well bounced literally exactly where it needed to. This could very quickly have turned into, and it's not, it's not impossible, but very quickly, as I've mentioned so many times, getting rejected without a strong bounce above this trend line for the past 8 months has resulted in a massive dump every single time. And right here, just a few days ago, we broke above it, got rejected, we bounced and got rejected at this line again. And you can see we were trending down, and we very easily could have done the exact same thing that we've done over and over and over again for the past like 8 months. However, this is the very first time that we're actually seeing Bitcoin not get immediately rejected at this trend line. And it's no coincidence that it's also right after getting our first higher high on this chart, yet another lower high in just recently over the past few days now. So more and more signs are just confirming that this is actually very likely the potential beginning of this actual next leg, the second leg of this bull market. It's huge. Huge isn't even a big enough word. This was the very first run up right here, specifically of the bull market. In my opinion, it would be from about 25 to about 74,000, the new all-time highs, where this was more of a, trying to get out of the bear market. Here we are, the very first bull market pump, I believe. Now I think we're about to head into the next bull market pump, and I think it's going to look something like this. I think over the next few weeks and next few months, it's going to look something like that. Now again, there's still going to be dumps along the way. It's not going to be straight up, but absolutely, it's kind of insane that I looked at the charts. I said, wow, like this has to happen now. And it literally started doing that. So before we continue with that, let's take a look at a few things here. We also see that we see MicroStrategy here in red. If I zoom in, MicroStrategy in red, Bitcoin in blue. MicroStrategy often leading Bitcoin, being a leading indicator for Bitcoin. So if this is what's to come next, then, massive breakout confirmed if it follows what MicroStrategy has been doing, which historically has been a decent leading indicator. We see the Bitcoin buy walls on all exchanges are now strong enough to even neutralize these sell walls, which is something we have not seen in these last 8 months. So that's promising. We're seeing that the 200 DMA has been cleared, and the STHCB levels we've been tracking for quite some time has October begun. We take a look at these important levels by On-Chain College. He has the Bitcoin price in white, the short-term holder cost basis at about 62.6 thousand, and the 200 DMA at about 63.5. Actually, I have to zoom out a little bit, but you can see we're now going above those levels. So that's also equally as big. And we see that just the same channel everyone's been talking about for the past 8 months, it's getting very close to challenging the breakout from that level. So we actually look, it's just this chart right here, a bounce right on this line after kind of, dilly-dallying for the last few weeks, seeing if it could actually get above it. It's massive. This could accelerate massively. Obviously, we want to see a high above this previous high that was set on September 27th, around 66.5. This could happen like that, Could take a few days, or it could happen immediately because it's already up. It's already having pretty big moves on the day. But overall, above the 21-day, this was huge. You can see just a few days ago, we were below the 50, 100, the 21, 50, and 200-day moving averages, and now we're above all of them. And it seems to be accelerating. Again, the most important thing is on the weekly chart, we are about to see, for the very first time since back in October of 2023. This is I don't know, this is so obvious, and it's so bullish that it's hard not to, it's crazy. The last time we saw this flip was back in October of 2023. Bitcoin was at 27,000 US dollars. And it went up, it basically tripled to about 74,000 US dollars. We are this close to getting that exact same signal on the weekly chart. Okay, this is not an hourly or 4-hour or daily chart, it's a weekly chart. There's so much significance there. We're this close to getting this cross. And this is, in my opinion, where technical analysis and fundamentals combined can shine so much. Because, again, I've been doing this for like 8 years, and when this type of thing happens, it can get extremely big, extremely fast. And a couple of weeks from now, people are going to be asking themselves, like, whoa, how did this happen? Nobody could have predicted this. But, it's literally here. Sometimes it literally is on the charts, and it's almost too good to believe, but it ends up happening. And it's time and time again. It doesn't happen very often, but every 4 years, a couple times, it does happen. And I believe firmly that that's exactly what is happening here. We have, we're right in that sweet spot where we should see Bitcoin and the entire crypto market start lifting off. This is the entire crypto market. Here we are. The S&P, record highs. SPX, record highs. China's stimulus, absolutely helping. We also see the DXY, however, pumping today. And the stock market and Bitcoin are also pumping alongside it. It's just absolutely ginormous. We look at the entire crypto market cap chart. It also now testing on its 200-day moving average, almost above every key daily moving average on the entire crypto market, meaning alts are starting to pick up a little, right? Pick up a little steam, pick up a little juice. But overall, the main story here is clearly the weekly chart for Bitcoin is like, I don't know. It's like when you see this, if you understand, if you have 5 minutes plus worth of knowledge when it comes to this type of setup, you would be screaming from your doorsteps, like from your windows, like how insane the setup is and how quickly it can just start erupting. There's almost not anything else to say because this has been building for the past 8 months, which again also makes it that much stronger because it's not some pattern that, we didn't pump massively last month and then we cooled down for a couple weeks and now we're expecting a massive pump. No, for the past 8 months, going all the way back to the very end of February, this whole range has just been pure sideways with dumping. This is the exact type of like coiling up and resetting of momentum and building pressure that you need before the quite literal biggest moves in the market. And this thing is extremely coiled up, in my opinion. It's so easy that I think so many people are going to miss it and have missed a lot of this in general because they're overcomplicating things. When sometimes, not always, sometimes it is literally this easy that you can, that bell curve where it's like really dumb people and really smart people, and then the middle is like they're overcomplicating things, but the dumb people and the smart people kind of like benefit the same and they're on the same wavelength. It's literally that, right? Either be really dumb or really smart. I think you're going to make a lot of profit and succeed, but then you overcomplicate it and you're right in the middle of that bell curve. Those are most likely the people that are going to miss this insanely easy opportunity, insanely easy setup. It's so, man, I don't even know what else to say. It's crazy. And if this is coming as a shock to you that we're starting to move up a little bit and that, hey, whoa, maybe this is actually a giant bull flag and maybe we're about to hit 80,000, 90,000, 100,000 plus per Bitcoin, then I don't know. I feel like you haven't been paying attention or you've just been trapped. You've been manipulated. Either way, getting above 68, especially getting above this previous higher high around 66.5 is going to be huge, and I think it'll just set off alarms everywhere in terms of getting people really ready for what's about to happen. And honestly, this higher low right here as well is amazing. After getting our first higher high, we needed a cemented higher low, and it looks like we have gotten this over the last couple of weeks. And to put it simply, you know, this is big. And get signed up with Femex below if you want to trade, buy Bitcoin, or get altcoins before the biggest bull run of the history of mankind. Without any further ado,